Okay, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So thanks for taking some time to be here today. And the whole purpose of me doing this quick little call is just to kind of explain a couple of things. One is what the road to leadership looks like with our company, and two is this program that I have put together and how it works and why it works. So I'm going to share these things with you guys, and then at the end, I'll give you a few minutes to ask any questions that you have. But really, you guys were all invited here to be on this call or watch the recording by your director, right? Because they see some potential in you, and or you have said, I want more money, more things, I want a bigger business, right? With Wine Shop. And so I want to start off by talking about what leadership looks like at Wine Shop at Home, or at least in the Cellar Dwellers, because I can't speak for other teams because I don't lead other teams. I just lead ours, right? So, but we, and the honest truth is, I know for a fact that we do things a little bit different on our team. And I'm kind of proud of that, actually. And what I mean by that is, I think a lot of people hear the word leadership, and you guys, we have like 600 people on the team, okay? Out of 600 people, we currently have, probably 30 or 40 team leaders and above. And then we have probably another 10 to 15 who are wanting to get there, okay? Out of 600 people. So I want you to kind of keep that in mind, because the one thing that y'all need to understand, and you'll learn this, is, does anybody have anybody in their downline yet? Anybody? Shelly has one. Okay, that's it. All right. So the one thing that you will learn in this business is most people come into this business just for a hobby. They just come in to make a little bit of extra here and there and not much else. So you have to very quickly be okay with the fact that not everybody's going to want to grow an income, right? And so that's just kind of displayed by the number of leaders that we have on our team and how many are looking to move into that role, right? It's just not what a lot of people come into this industry for. To be totally transparent, for those of you guys that don't know my story, I've been with the company for 10.5 years, but when I started for a hobby. I started to get myself out of the house, away from the kiddos, kind of do my own thing. And I had zero intention of growing any business. This is the third direct sales company I had kind of dabbled in. I had done Pampered Chef once upon a time, and then I had done, you all may or may not have ever even heard of Discovery Toys. They're a children's toys company. Anyway, so I had kind of dabbled in both of those. And when I came to Wine Shop, having had the experience that I had with these other direct sales company and the mindset that I didn't want to grow a business, and in my head, I was one of those people who thought, oh, well, you can't really ever make any money in these things anyway, unless you're like the first person in the door, and nobody wins those trips, and nobody, that was me. I was that person, okay, once upon a time. And so because of all those things, I instantly told my sponsor, I said, don't call me, don't bug me. I'm not going to recruit anybody. I'm not going to be your top salesperson. I will do my tastings when I feel like doing my wine tastings. Don't bug me. And he was like, okay. All right. So the reason I tell you all that is because I want you guys to be okay with the fact that most people come into this business for a short period of time. In fact, the average lifespan of a consultant is about 3 to 6 months of activity. Okay. So just know that in the back of your head, that's okay. But right away, those of you guys that are sitting here already thinking about leadership, that should already kind of plant the little seed in your head that if a business is something that you want to have, if you want to have some sort of, sustainable income, and I that's different for everybody, right? Some people, could sustain, when Mandy Harkleroad started, she needed to make $1,500 a month to be able to quit her job between what she was making and what she was paying for daycare. So, $1,500 a month, very doable as a team leader. Now she's a, what, senior managing director, whatever she is. I don't even know what titles anybody is anymore. But my point is, where she needed to be in order to quit her job is very different from whatever you guys may be looking for. Okay. So it's different for everybody, but in order to have a sustainable business and a sustainable income, you have to always be recruiting. That doesn't mean you have to recruit 10 people a month, but it means that you have to always be looking for your next team member. And that's some of the things that you'll learn in the program that we're doing. And since Shelly, since you're the only one on here that has anybody on your team, I'm guessing that's something the other three of you would really like to learn. Yeah. Right. Because here's the good news. You can't get to team leader without a team. You can't be a team leader of yourself. Right. So you have to learn the art of recruiting, and that's something we will really work on together. But the other thing is what kind of makes us a little bit different in our team compared to a lot of the rest of the company is I have a firm belief that the title of team leader, okay, that is our very first step in leadership in our company, right? That's where you start really earning some good overrides on your team. That's where your personal commission is bumped. So it's the first step in leadership in our compensation plan and in our company. A lot of people hear that word leadership and they're like, oh, I don't have time. That's too much effort. That's too much work. I have to, I don't have enough time to do all that kind of stuff. And that kind of hurts my heart a little bit. And this is part of the reason why we don't have more of you on this call, is because most people are thinking, I don't want to commit to that much time. And I'm here to tell you that the time that you spend as a team leader is not any different than the time that you spend as a consultant. The biggest difference between a team leader and a Wayne consultant is a team leader is very actively sharing the business opportunity and always looking for their next recruit. That's it. That's really the biggest difference. Well, the paycheck is pretty significant too. Okay. But as far as effort level, it really shouldn't be considered very much different. Now, the other side of that is if you're a hobbyist, okay, and you're doing maybe 2, maybe 3 tastings a month, I'm here to tell you, there's no way you can get to be a team leader. It's not going to happen. Okay. The requirements of being a team leader require that you do a bare minimum of $1,000 in sales every single month to be a team leader personally. Plus you and your entire team have to do 3,500 in sales every month. Okay. You can't do that in 2 or 3 tastings unless you have amazing tasting sales. And I'm willing to bet y'all are not doing $1,000 tastings every time you go do a tasting, right? Am I right? I'm not doing them 10 and a half years in. So I have no expectations that y'all are. Okay. Hopefully you have one someday for sure, but you're not doing them every single time. So that being said, if you're coming into the world of leadership thinking I'm going to make more money, but not do any extra effort, that's a little bit skewed. Okay. So all I mean, the difference between a team leader, what I mean by that, the difference between a team leader and a wine consultant is that the team leader has a consistently active tasting calendar and is actively searching for their next team member all the time. Okay. That's really the biggest difference. Okay. And the bottom line is we all, from wine consultants to senior executive directors, we all have bad months. It happens, and that's okay. But as long as you're doing the activity to attempt to generate those results consistently, then the results should follow. Okay. So does everybody here, before I go on, does everybody understand? I kind of just explained it, but does everybody understand the requirements to earn the promotion to team leader? Yes? Okay, cool. So that being said, we all know what it takes to get there. I will tell you, having done this for 10 and a half years and having helped, 80-ish people earn team leader titles and above over the years. I've got it down to a good science. I've done it enough times to know what works and what doesn't work. Now that doesn't mean that the same thing works for everybody, okay? Because everybody's kind of on a different path and everybody has a little bit different, demographic and different challenges and things like that. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that on average, it takes a consistent level of about 7 to 8 tastings a month, okay? And like I said, consistently sharing your business opportunity with people. Your goal is to get to two new recruits per month. But I think everybody in this group would probably be happy if you just had 1 recruit a month, wouldn't you? Every single month, wouldn't you be happy with that? Yeah. Okay. And so start at the bottom, because we want to get consistent before we raise the bar and want to push ourselves to get more. But that is really the goal. Now, to earn that promotion, you have to make those requirements in 1 calendar month, right? In 1 calendar month. So you have to have 3 people on your team that are active, meaning they are either in their first 90 days with the company and or have done their 300 in sales volume in the last 3 months. Okay. So obviously we want them to get to that 300 as soon as possible anyway, but they have to meet one of those 2 requirements, okay, to be considered active. And that $3,500 in sales. So some of you might be sitting here thinking, but I don't have 7 or 8 tastings booked this month and I have 0 reps on my team. How am I supposed to achieve that by the end of the month? Okay. Don't panic about that. I'm going to give you the formula. Okay. The formula is simple. The formula is simple. It really is. Okay. It can be done. Now, we're going to set our goal to meet that by the end of this month, by June 30th. Okay. If you don't make it, you don't make it. I mean, you're no worse off than you are right now, right? It's not like it's, the end of your wine shop career if you don't make it, right? So you just try again next month. But my one and only rule, and y'all listen to this real close because you can ask the girls that I work with. I'm very serious about this one. There is absolutely no throwing in the towel until that buzzer rings at 11 p.m. Central on the last day of the month. Okay. So that means the last week of the month, okay, you might have $1,000 in sales to go to achieve that goal. And I don't want anybody saying, I can't sell $1,000 in a week. Okay. I don't want to hear it. That's my one and only rule. Do not throw in the towel. In fact, one of the directors yesterday said at like 2:00 in the afternoon, she said, I'm not going to meet the second bonus gate. And I was like, wait, whoa. It's only 2:00 in the afternoon. You still got 9 hours to go, sweetheart. We ain't throwing in the towel just yet. So, Shelly, that was your upline, by the way. You can call her out on that. So, but my point is, okay, that we have been given a full month to work with. You don't throw in the towel before the end of that full month. Okay. Now you can start all over the next month. We all do. We all start over at 0, even me. Okay. We all start over at 0, but you can't throw in the towel before the end of the month. All right. Y'all, is that fair? That's fair, right? Okay. So, so let's talk a little bit about how this program works. Basically, any of you girls in here ever use Trello? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Trello is kind of a fancy Excel spreadsheet. And I say fancy because you can drag and drop stuff and you can like move stuff around. You can make it really pretty. You can have check boxes and to-do lists and things to enter and stuff. It's very, very nice. You can literally do anything and everything with it. Trello kind of runs my life. I'm not going to lie. Like it has my daily to-do lists. It has my grocery lists and my meal plans for the week. It has all my business in it, all of my business. It literally runs my life. I don't know what I would do without Trello. So we're going to use a Trello board to help you grow your business. It has daily activities for you to accomplish. And all you got to do is do those things and check them off as you do them. Pretty simple. Okay. We have a weekly group coaching call where we all hop on together and we kind of review the past week. How has it gone? What kind of struggles did you have? We also have a group Voxer thread just for you guys. Okay. because you're all really in the same position. You've got the same goals. You know, some of you have a recruit, some of you don't have a recruit yet, you know, all this. So you're different in that sense. But my point is you're all in the same position in the company and you're all striving for the same goal. Okay. So we'll have a Voxer thread for you guys. And my expectation is daily check-ins. Okay. It literally takes 10 seconds of your day to check in with the group and just say, hey, this is what I did today. This is how it went. This went great. This really sucked. You know, whatever it is. I'm also in that group with you and you get 110% of me. Okay. So when you're struggling, when you have questions, when you have issues, there's a 16-year-old behind me. You know, you get full access to me anytime, unless I'm asleep, but I'll respond to you when I wake up. Okay. But you get 110% access to me. So it's a very strict accountability group. It is probably more, I was going to say it's probably more effort, but I don't know if it's necessarily more effort. If there's some different tasks on this Trello board that you probably have not been doing. Okay. So you will be learning a lot. Okay. So there's probably some different things in there. The expectation is 85% completion. Okay. I'm not unrealistic. I can't possibly imagine you can be at 100% all the time. That should be your goal, but life happens. Okay. So the expectation at a bare minimum is 85% completion. And I do weekly call outs for people who aren't at 85% every Thursday. I know it. But you know why? Because the biggest reason that you have not achieved your goal yet, okay, is because you have not had a system, you have not had structure, and you have not had daily accountability. And those three things make all the difference in the world. Okay. And so that's why I set it up this way. Now, when I say it's tough, I don't mean it's tough as in like it's hard work. It's nothing different than what you've already been taught to do. You're going to talk to people about your product. You're going to talk to people about hosting tastings. You're going to talk to people about the business opportunity. Okay. So none of those things are going to be any different. I'm going to teach you some new ways, some new methods you can use. We're really going to start utilizing social media to do a lot of stuff. Okay. And things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not asking you to go build a bridge. Okay. Because that doesn't get us to where we're going. So I'm going to ask you to do the same things you've always done or have been doing. It may be a little bit more than you have been doing. It's definitely probably more on a daily consistent basis than what you've been doing. Okay. Now, that being said, also take this into account. I realize some people don't work their business every day. Okay. Then the number of tasks to complete each week will not change. So if you have work restrictions or family restrictions or whatever it is that you can't do, I mean, realistically, girls, we're talking 30 to 45 minutes a day. Okay. So if you don't have that every single day, then you need to make up the difference somewhere. If you already have a very strict schedule for your business and you only work your wine business on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. Then we can set it up that your board only has tasks on it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be much more difficult to grow your business that way than doing a little bit each day instead of doing a lot in one day. Okay. But if that's what works for your life and your schedule, then, I'm not here to try and change the way you do business. Okay. I'm trying to help you improve on those skills that you already have so that you can get more and better and faster results. And I'm here to help you be accountable and be consistent so that you can grow. Okay. Because the reality is what happens is most of us are only sticking within the network that we already have. Okay. You've got a circle of people that you know. Okay. And you may have met a few more. Your circle may have grown a little bit since you've been in the business because you've met other people at tastings and things like that. But I'm talking about growing that circle on a massive scale very quickly. Okay. We'll do a lot of that through social media. You'll learn how to network on social media, because the number of conversations that this entire business is based on conversations. Whether you're selling your wine, whether you're selling the hosting opportunity, whether you're selling the business opportunity. It's all about having a conversation with somebody, right? And the number of conversations that you can have in an hour on social media far outweighs the number of people that you meet in a week, right? Especially these days. well, we're still mostly stuck at home, right? So my point is, you can get so much more done on social media than you can in person. So I'm going to teach you how to network on social media the right way. I don't like spammy people, and I know you have all run into spammy Tammies on social media who, start instantly messaging you about their product, or they invite you to their group or whatever, and you're like, who are you? It happens to me on a daily basis. So I will teach you the right way to do it. You'll run into a lot of people that do it the wrong way. It's just the nature of the business. Okay. And you'll learn how to ask more people, ask differently, how to ask about the business opportunity and get people to join your team. How does that work? Okay. And you'll have me. All right. Questions about, let me unmute you guys. Questions about how the program's going to work, or how the qualifications work, or anything? Did I scare the bejesus out of any of you? A little bit, Shannon. It's just like, maybe a little bit. What makes you the most nervous? Can I ask? Oh, you're on mute, I think.
I think it's just trying to grow. I mean, I started pretty much in January, and I feel like every time I finally get momentum, something else, like another shoe drops. Like now we've had COVID and
right.
Everything got stopped and postponed, and now I'm starting to get back up, and it's like, okay, now I just need to get people out of their houses or let me into their house or their driveway or their backyard. And it's just been a challenge. I've sent out like 35 messages today trying to reach out to people, and I've gotten maybe one response back so far. And I've been working on it all weekend, but it's frustrating. So I look forward to how to get the actual activity and movement forward.
Yeah. So just for my own knowledge, when you're reaching out to people, do you mean specifically for tastings?
Trying to book tastings. Talked about the June specials, hostess rewards, and all that type of stuff. Just trying to get my calendar filled up with tonight's plan or the event. So,
okay.
But I've done sneaks as well. I created a group page on Facebook and invited like all of my peeps to invite into it. And so I've been trying to post sneaks there. I posted on my page. So, and I just don't get much traction from it.
Okay.
So I'm clearly doing it wrong.
No, it's not that you're doing it wrong. It's just that maybe you've got some things to learn. That's a good thing.
Yes.
You know, so instead of, I mean, if you're nervous, I understand that you're nervous because it's going to be a lot of new stuff for you, but you're going to learn so much.
But I also think, honestly, Shannon, I think we've got it. This whole COVID thing has messed up so much. Like, I was on a roll. Like, I've been doing this since September, and I had my 6 months, January, February, March. I mean, the first time I hit bonus gates, and then this happened, and then it just went because nobody in my network wanted to even do virtual tastings. And I mean, I like you, I tried. I asked everybody, and everything. And one of the things that I know I've heard Jen say many, many, many times, and even, you know, some of the higher ups in my upline is, it's always a no unless you ask, and you never know unless you ask them, but at least you're asking, because if you don't ask, then it's a no, you know? So I don't know. I told my upline a couple of weeks ago, I said, I didn't give up, but I had also kind of told myself, you know what, this past month, it was okay. You know, May sucked, but June is around the corner. Things are getting better. Things are opening up, and we'll just keep trying. And so, because I'm very goal oriented, and after well, it really sucked to have a really bad 2 months. So I don't know. It is scary. I totally get it, but I think that now would be a good time to try to start over in a way.
Yeah.
I guess over in a way, but
Well, the week that COVID came out, I actually had 5 tastings scheduled in 9 days. So I was so excited.
that's
And
awesome.
then everything got shut down, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Now what? So, and
Yeah.
I had the same thing. Nobody wanted to do the virtual tastings either. And so it was just
Yeah.
relied on my very reliable, very few customers who are consistent. And they kind of floated me through a little bit. But
And you and I are in the same boat too, it sounds like. And I don't know how long Whitney and Nikki have been doing it, but like, you've only been doing it since January. I've only been doing it since September. Our network isn't as big as some of the other.
absolutely.
And that was the other thing. I had to keep telling myself, I had to
Yeah,
let myself get
exactly.
down, because I had felt so high with how well I was doing, and it felt great. And it was like my outlet to get out of my house, like Jen said, but it had turned into something else. And man, that first month was hard. I was so down on myself. And then that was April. And then in May, it was like, no, you know what? COVID happened, and things are going to get back to normal eventually. And I'm going to do what I can do, and everything happens for a reason. And I'm going to use this time to learn more stuff. So
Well, I think
Absolutely.
Whitney and Nikki are much newer than the both of you.
okay, girls. Well, I just had to keep telling myself, because I was seeing my upline, like they were hitting bonus gates and they were getting this. And I was like, what the hell? But then I kept reminding myself, their network is this big and mine is this big. And my network kind of got halted because of everything that happened. And so I had my network and I worked with my network, but
So I think that in defense of that, I think that part of it is, yes, some of us that have been around longer have obviously have a bigger network and a bigger, you know, I mean, I have over 13,000 customers in my database. You know, I've been around a hot minute, right? So yes, that network allowed me to sustain a little bit longer. However, I will argue the fact that the number one roadblock that you run into with anything ever is your mindset. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
In April, my mindset was, and
Yeah.
May, I changed it around.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing is, girls, what I can tell you is, having been in the business long enough, is the moment that you allow something external that you have no control over, okay?
right.
The moment that something like that takes over your mindset and your goals, it becomes significantly harder to recover from it, okay? Even if you don't really allow, even if it's something you have some control over, okay? For example, I'll pick on Mandy Harkleroad again. Mandy had, the baby a couple years ago. Gosh, he's 2.5 or 3 now. God, how old is he? Anyway, when she was pregnant, she had a pretty difficult pregnancy, and by God, she had a 4-year-old and a twin 2-year-olds and everything else. So it's not like she didn't have anything else going on. And, she had a lot of, she had several difficult moments, and she and I kind of had a heart to heart, because her business because she had kind of stepped back from it because she was in such a negative place and she was really frustrated with how she was going to grow her business while she was tired all the time and, you know, all these things. And, you know, I mean, she started this business so that she could leave her job and be at home with her kids. And her business was slowing so quickly that she was, you know, in trouble as far as needing to go back to work. Okay. And she and I kind of had that conversation where it was like, is this what you really want to do? You know, or are you going to do something about it and, you know, step it up and make it happen? And the other thing I can tell you when it comes to, not that any of you are pregnant, I have no idea, but, when it comes to having babies, and this applies to COVID as well, in my opinion, but when you take a step back from the business, and a lot of women do when they have babies, okay? When you take a step back from the business, or you allow yourself to let the excuses take your step back from the business, you are essentially starting over from ground zero, okay? And it's not fun. It's not fun. We've all done it. All of us that are leaders in this business have all done it for whatever reason. Okay. It's not fun, but it's very doable. It just means that you have to dig that much harder to get back to where you were, let alone get ahead of where you were. Right. But very doable. Okay. So we're going to get to the point where, screw COVID. Number one. Number two, for the foreseeable future, you guys, I'm going to tell you that I think virtual tastings are here to stay in some way, shape, or form. Okay. At least for a while, there's going to be a lot of people that are still really nervous about getting out in the public anyway. And even once more and more people are getting back to the in-home tastings and everything else, I think there will always be a time and a place now for the virtual party. Okay. Long distance. It allows you to grow outside of your, you know, immediate area, all that kind of stuff. So these are all things that we'll learn how to present differently and better so that, you know, we can still keep a full calendar, keep our sales going, and then work on really starting to grow our teams. Because by God, there's a lot of moms out there that need some wine. Especially
Absolutely.
right now. And I just quit drinking it for 30 days. What was I thinking?
I was probably my biggest customer once. No joke. And then my teaching my co-teacher, that's how we kept ourselves afloat during online learning. Afloat, literally. Bye. Goodbye. 13-year-old.
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys run away, give it some thought. Maybe you're already to your decision. Maybe you need some time to kind of mull it over. Let me know by the end of today. Okay, but I said by 9 o'clock tonight because that's when I go to bed and shut off everything. So I will have Trello boards ready in the morning. Now, the thing is, girls, everybody is on the same Trello board. That means everybody else can see what you are or are not getting done. Okay. As well as me. And I'll do shout outs, not like they can't already see it, but I do shout outs. Also by the end of the week. So we do shout outs on Thursdays. And if by Sunday night, when I close the board, if you're not at 85% completion, then what I do is I ask you to step back a week. Okay. And you won't be on the board the next week. What I'll do is I'll have you kind of regroup. You and I can have a one-on-one session to kind of figure out what's going on, where are we struggling, what do we need to focus on so that we can get to that 85% level. Now, the first week, I'll go a little easy on you because you're going to have a learning curve with Trello itself. You're going to have a learning curve with all the social media stuff that I'm going to be throwing at you and all that kind of stuff. So the first week, we'll kind of go at it a little bit easier. I will tell you, the amount of work that I'm going to ask you girls to do is not anything close to what the directors are doing. I don't expect up and coming team leaders to do the same level of effort as a director. However, when they all saw that Trello board, they all like crap their pants. They were like, what? And now 2 weeks later, they're all like, oh, we got this, no big deal. So trust me, when you see it, you're going to be like, ugh. But I promise it's nothing more than what you've already been doing or have been asked to do by your upline. It's just doing it consistently every single day and knowing that you've got eyes. Okay. But you've got eyes because it's meant to be supportive and encouraging. So you guys can help each other go, okay, where are you struggling? Hey ladies, I did this today and this is how it went down. Who's got some advice for me? Or, you know, has anybody ever been in this situation or, you know, whatever. And you girls are going to build a really strong bond with each other through business, supporting each other and cheering each other along. Okay. So let me know tonight if, or by tonight, if that's something you're ready to commit to. Okay. And we'll set yourself a goal. We're going to have some team leaders by the end of this month. It is time to get this team back in gear and back on top and moving and shaking and all those things. We've got lots of things already starting to happen. Are you girls all on Wine Nation? Have you seen there's a booking blitz tonight? Okay. Okay. So, you know, we've got lots of things to help us get our businesses back on track. And the time is now. I mean, we've got to put it in gear. And, you know, I will also say, I think that probably, especially as consultants and senior wine consultants, and people that have only been in the business a few months, you guys really weren't prepared to handle something like COVID, you know? I mean, you just, and I take some of that fault because, you know, it's not like you guys you barely even knew the business and how to book tastings and how to enter orders and, you know, that kind of stuff. And then COVID hit and like slammed you in the face. So it's really easy as a consultant to go, holy cow, I have no idea how to run my business right now because everything I just learned, you know, 2 months ago is no longer applicable, right? So I get that part. Imagine, if you will, how a brand new consultant would feel coming into your team. Okay. With or without COVID, but understanding, look at all the things that you've learned in such a short period of time and you've had to overcome. And now look at how you're ready to say, screw it, I'm taking the next step. Like, let's go. It's okay. There's some challenges ahead of me. Yes, there's some challenges, but let's do it. You know, because I will tell you, it is going to be much easier to accomplish with a team of, you know, ladies around you who are all going for that same goal than it is to try and do it on your own. Okay. So, so let me know by tonight. I will create Trello boards tomorrow. I'll put together a Voxer thread. And I think it was maybe Nikki messaged. Did you text me? Was that you that texted me? Okay. So make sure you message me on Voxer so I have your Voxer name. Shannon, I don't know if I have yours either. So make sure you all send me a Voxer. That way I can put together a Voxer thread for all of you girls.
You have mine still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And just so y'all know, I don't know how many of you girls work during the day, but the Voxer thread is meant to be business only. You girls will probably become pretty good friends. You'll get to know each other pretty well, working this closely together, but make sure that if you've got things that are not business, you take them off the Voxer thread, only because I don't want people's phones blowing up all day with, you know, chit chat is my point. You know, keep it to business stuff so that we can stay focused. You can always message me if you have questions. Always. I know Shelly knows that, but you guys, I mean, trust me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You're never bothering me. Okay. So reach out, and I hope that you guys will commit and join this group and push for that team leader promotion, because boy, howdy, you're going to love that paycheck. You are going to love that paycheck. I promise. It is worth the effort. All right. Any last questions? No? You good?
And I
Okay.
think I need your Voxer.
You need mine? It's
Yeah.
it's JLACOU. Almost my whole last name. 262.
Perfect.
There you go. All right, girls. Well, thanks
Thank you.
for hopping on with me. Cheers to you guys. I hope to celebrate you all soon. All right, ladies, have a good day.
Thanks. Bye.